Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Let's talk about the Remington settlement that I reported on yesterday as it came out, as it was announced, and how Joe Biden is considering this a big win. He's very, very ecstatic about this, and I'll have his statement for you. But before I jump into that, I want to give you an update on the Remington settlement itself. When I reported the announcement yesterday as it was coming out of the court, the settlement was reached. There wasn't a lot of information other than it was a $73 million settlement. Well, on the screen I have the statement from the NSSF, that's National Shooting Sports Foundation. And there's been questions on where did this money come from? Was Remington the one who settled on this? Are we all mad at Remington because it sets up the rest of the industry? Well, it turns out that it wasn't actually Remington. And let me read this statement. The decision to settle the Soto v. Bushmaster case was not made by a member of the firearms industry. The settlement was reached between the plaintiffs and the various insurance carriers that held policies with Remington Outdoor Company, which effectively no longer exists. And we covered Remington going out of business ad nauseum here. As part of bankruptcy court proceedings, the assets of Remington Outdoor Company were sold at auction in September of 2020. Remington Outdoor Company, which owned the Bushmaster brand, effectively ceased to exist as a going concern. The lawsuit, however, continued against the estate of the Remington Outdoor Company, essentially ROC's insurers, and their insurance policies in effect at the time. The settlement also does not alter the fundamental facts of the case. The plaintiffs never produced any evidence that Bushmaster advertising had any bearing or influence over Nancy Lanza's decision to legally purchase a Bushmaster rifle, nor on the decision of murderer Adam Lanza to steal that rifle, kill his mother in her sleep, and go on to commit the rest of his horrendous crimes. We renew our sincere sympathy for the victims of this unspeakable tragedy and all victims of violence committed through the misuse of any firearm. But the fact remains that modern sporting rifles are the most popular rifle in America, with over 20 million sold to law-abiding Americans, and rifles of any kind are exceedingly rarely used in crime. The Connecticut Supreme Court wrote in its Soto v. Bushmaster 4-3 opinion, quote, "The plaintiffs allege that the defendant's wrongful advertising magnified the lethality of the Sandy Hook massacre by inspiring Lanza or causing him to select a more efficient deadly weapon for his attack. Proving such a casual link at trial may prove to be a Herculean task," end quote. NSSF believes the court incorrectly allowed this one claim to go forward to discovery. We remain confident that ROC would have prevailed if this case proceeded to trial. Finally, this settlement orchestrated by insurance companies had no impact on the strength and efficacy of the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, which remains the law of the land. PLCAA will continue to block baseless lawsuits that attempt to blame lawful industry companies for the criminal acts of third parties. So that answers a lot of questions that were still out there. I put this up on my social media yesterday, but for those who didn't see that, that is the update from NSSF. It wasn't actually Remington. The current Remington is not what the old Remington was. And this was just insurance companies trying to make this go away. And the NSSF said that if it went to trial, Remington would have won. So, yeah, is it a good business decision by the insurance companies? Probably. But old Joe Biden is excited about this. This is a victory in his eyes. Let's go to Joe Biden's statement on this, which came out yesterday. Bobo said, "Today, the families of 9 victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting have secured a historic settlement with the gun manufacturer Remington. While this settlement does not erase the pain of that tragic day, it does begin the necessary work of holding gun manufacturers accountable for manufacturing weapons of war and irresponsibly marketing these firearms. This progress is the result of the perseverance of 9 families who turned tragedy into purpose. They have demonstrated that state and city consumer protection laws, like Connecticut's Unfair Trade Practices Act, provide an opportunity to hold gun manufacturers and dealers accountable for wrongdoing despite the persistence of the federal immunity shield for these companies. As I have repeatedly called for, Congress must repeal the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act so we can fully hold gun manufacturers and dealers accountable. But, in the meantime, I will continue to urge state and local lawmakers, lawyers, and survivors of gun violence to pursue efforts to replicate the success of the Sandy Hook families. Together, we can deliver a clear message to gun manufacturers and dealers. They must either change their business models to be part of the solution for the gun violence epidemic, or they will bear the financial cost of their complicity." That dude is an ass clown. Joe Biden's basically telling anybody who had anything to do with a victim to try to put people out of business for the actions of a criminal. Guys and gals, look, I don't even know who made this pen. Sharpie. If I happen to stab somebody in the eye and hit their brainstem and they die, they don't sue Sharpie. That's the criminal using a tool of immediate need and immediate means to perpetrate his or her crime. It is not the inanimate object that did anything. So either way, I still think that this is a bad precedent. Now, when I say precedent, people right away in the comments yesterday were like, well, it's not a court decision. I understand that. I mean, obviously, I understand that. It's not a criminal court decision. But it's still now, hey, look, we could sue insert name here of what company, gun company, and, you know, those people settled. So we're asking you to settle too. It's a start of something that's not good. Let me know what you guys and gals think down below. I don't know. I'm disgusted by it. It's not my money. It's not my insurance company. It's not my lawsuit. But I just think that going forward, it's probably gonna be referred to quite a bit going forward. Guys and gals, thank you so much for your time. If you haven't seen the video I put out this morning, please check that out. YouTube got a letter from some anti-gun U.S. senators, and I don't know if it's going to cause a fallout, but they're coming again. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. And a gun on your hip is more effective than a cop on the phone. Welcome to the new Sons of Liberty. And hey, if you like this shirt, I'll have a link down below. This is from Blackout Coffee. This is our 1776 shirt. I love this thing. Down below. Take care, y'all.